Hi, everybody, and welcome to this latest Export to Japan podcast, where we are diving into more information and opportunity around the new Japan-UK free trade agreement that's recently been signed. And in particular, we're looking a little bit more deeper at the food and drink sector, and in this case, the agriculture sector. And I'm delighted to have Robert Sheasby, CEO of the Agricultural Industries Confederation, with us. Hi, Robert. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Steve. Nice to be here.
Yeah, pleasure to have you on board. Thank you so much. I wanted just to reach out and have a little chat with you about what this free trade agreement may mean for the companies that you work with in the agri supply section of this whole agreement. So just to kick us off, Robert, I mean, were you at all aware of this agreement when it was being planned? Were you involved? Did you touch on it at all, or was it all just news to you when it was signed and first announced in September last year?
So we had an awareness, Steve, through the work we've been doing with the Trade Advisory Group with DIT. So we were aware of what was going on, some of the asks that we were looking at, and we were talking around and about to where we saw opportunities might exist. And that's a big part of what we're about, is looking for opportunity.
Yeah, okay, that's good. And certainly I think this new free trade agreement hopefully is going to present plenty of opportunity. I mean, we know in the Japanese market, there's a huge opportunity for foreign companies in the food and drink sector and the agriculture sector to do more activity with Japan. I think Japan's one of the largest net importers of food and drink products. So hopefully with this new free trade agreement now, it's going to present plenty more opportunity for companies in our sector. I mean, if we look at your sector in particular, and we start sort of thinking about the innovations that are going on and what we're good at or what we're working on the UK side that may end up appealing on the Japan side, what kind of things? Can you give us a highlight of one or two examples of where you think there might be opportunities where we're developing expertise or technologies?
Well, I think the opportunities that exist, particularly around nutrient use efficiency, Steve, and there's an enormous amount of work going on in the UK about that. The R&D work that's going in there probably has a relatable, exportable value. And that's the bit that we've got to, in my eyes, try and bring to the attention of our members. We'll talk to our members about where those opportunities may exist. But actually, there's a bit of a reach out that if others see opportunities in the marketplace, they reach out to the UK and look for that expertise to come in. So that's about nutrient use efficiency in cropping and how we're getting smarter about that, or how we see conversion rates in animal feed products coming through. Yeah, there are opportunities where the technical expertise, there's no doubt about it, exists in the UK. And then it's about how we translate that into an exportable value and something that can be utilized in Japan.
Yeah, okay. And I guess there's a bit of a, in order to make this really successful, we need a bit of a push and a pull strategy between all the stakeholders involved here, because clearly there's some great expertise in the sort of companies that you're working with and the members that you have. And there's going to be a demand on the Japan side. So on one hand, I guess we've got a job to do to make your member companies aware of the free trade agreement and what it may mean. But on the other hand, it is all about finding where those opportunities may be in Japan and flagging those up to your members as well. I mean, would that seem like a logical way forward in all of this?
I think that's exactly right. It's awareness both ways, because it's got to be, businesses in the UK have got to be ready to grab the opportunity. And actually, right now, there's been a number of things going on in the UK economy, whether it's COVID or settling down some of the trade and cooperation agreement deal with the EU, that has meant capacity might not have been there. But we still need to raise awareness that when the moment is right, UK businesses are ready to go. And likewise, exactly as you say, Steve, if there's somebody in Japan spotting that opportunity, they're picking up the phone to the UK and helping direct us to spot that opportunity and make the most of it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think the new sort of initiatives that are being worked on now, and DIT is certainly at the center of doing this, is to start to work out a long-term program now of how we can make this work. The great news around the free trade agreement and what that means, how do we turn that into reality of, UK companies, either companies that are already exporting, helping them to do more, and certainly companies that may not have previously considered the Japanese market, you know, how can we get them into the Japanese market to start exporting for the first time? And I think these kind of joined up initiatives between organizations like yours and Export to Japan and DIT and other stakeholders in there, for us to start being joined up and talking to each other and working on these programs together, I think has got to be a successful way to achieve that.
It's definitely about communication, Steve, and that's particularly, I would say, with DIT, we've seen the relationship growing. It needs to continue to flourish. You know, we've got expertise in the products our members are developing and utilizing. We can help signpost potential buyers to those member businesses, create opportunities, but most of all, it's that closer working to ensure that across government and across the embassies, not just in Japan, but maybe around the world, there's an understanding of the opportunities that UK business could provide into if the market access is identified.
Okay, that sounds really good, really good. I mean, one other area, very briefly, you've given us a kind of a good overview there, and certainly we look forward to working more with your organization on how we can make that happen. Just going back to that question of innovation, there was one particular one I wanted to ask you about, and I don't know, you may or may not have detailed knowledge on this. I'm sure there's a lot of topic areas you have to cover, but I've heard about this new concept. It may be new, may not be new, but it's new to me, of when they talk about this sort of vertical farming and farming in trays and things. And I think we've got some expertise and know-how of that in the UK. Is that another potential area that you're aware of where there could be opportunities where we could support, export some of our knowledge and our technology?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. It's outside the AIC's core area of expertise, but there is no doubt there's work going on in the UK that is world leading around how LEDs can be utilised to maximise crop yields. But it's, yeah, make use of the expertise. You know, we're a phenomenal country innovating. There's some brilliant entrepreneurs out there. There's some fantastic businesses investing in R&D. Actually, let's make sure we don't just capitalise that for our own home markets. Let's see where we export that value and grow the value to the UK economy.
Yeah, brilliant. And I think that's perfectly well said. And I think with us starting to work together and collaborate on these programs, this will be a good way to make it happen. So, all right, Robert. Well, it's great to pick your brains on that. And I appreciate you giving us some time today. So thank you for covering those topics. And this little sort of discussion now is certainly part of the ongoing conversation. So for anyone listening into this podcast right now, you know, you can see how we're engaging with organizations like Robert's and starting to link up together and look at how we can turn this marvelous new free trade agreement into reality to help more UK companies export more to the Japanese market. And we'll certainly be working much closer with Robert on an ongoing basis to make that happen. So we look forward to that. And Robert, thanks for your time today and for giving us your insights on it.
Real pleasure. Happy to help.
Thank you so much. Thank you.